Hi, Sand Creek. Dwight Foot, hello. Nice to see you. How are you guys doing today? We are not able to get out. Things didn't work out. So, what I'm going to try to do today is walk around the shop and I've got my phone hooked up and I think it's operating. So, we'll see if we can make this work. Can you hear me? Are we sending? Hi, Ro. How are you? Nice to see you. Catfish Terry, hello. Texas Fish. Hello, hello. Oh, good. We're not able to get out today. Just a scheduling problem. So I came into the shop and it's been kind of overwhelmed ever since I got here. So I've been stuck here all day. I think what I'm going to try to do, I've got my my phone set up. We're going to try to do a live walkabout in the shop. We'll have customers coming in. I see a few just walked in. So we'll be talking with customers and looking at fish, and it should be a good time. We'll see how it goes. Bare Bottom Aquariums, hello. Hi, Punchy Paints. Lance Jones, Anton Stabbert. Would it be okay to use dirt only? No. If you do, it's going to be a mess. You need to cap it with sand to keep the dirt separate from the water. That's real critical because it keeps the nutrients out of the water column. So it's real important to cap the dirt with at least a minimum of 2 inches of sand. Chevie Fish is here. Hi, Chevie Fish. Oh, good. I apologized to you last week, and I need to do it now to those who are here who are aware of what happened. I was full of myself. I was goofing off, being silly, and I looked at some notifications that came in, and I saw Chewy and thought it said Chevy. And I said a bunch of things that I intended to say to Chewy that were rather said to Chevy that were not pleasant for her and not nice for me to say to a lovely young woman. So my apologies. I will flagellate myself if necessary. Anybody can come by and lay their 10 strokes on me. I'm so sorry. That was foolish. Just, but it was an error. It's not something not something that I had the good sense to do. It was bad sense. So, enough of that. My apologies, Chevy. James. My oldest son, Alex, can't wait to meet you when we come down to see you. Well, it'll be wonderful. It'll be great to have you all. Let's see if we get everybody. I think we did. Lance Jones. Didn't see Lance. There we are. So what we're gonna try to walk around and do some in-shop stuff. I haven't been able to do this yet, and I'm really anxious to do it. I think a lot of you are interested in the shop and would like to see more of what we're trying to do here. Now, here we go. Notification, Chewy Limited is doing a premiere starting in 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. And that's the same thing that happened last week, but I got it all bollocks up. So, bring some rainbow darters. Wonderful. That'll be cool. I am trying to set up a cool water system right now. I think I've got one that will work fine. We'll have it running when you get here. James Green is thanking the moderators. Let's see, I need to get over to YouTube. Hi there.
Hi, how much is the little cicada? Is it a cicada tortoise?
It is a cicada tortoise.
How much is it?
He's 75.
And what about the little dove with the bloody head? Can I take him? How much are you asking?
It's a baby. It's not a bloody head. His feathers haven't come in yet.
It's blood. It's blood on his head. He's not really moving now.
Well, let me go look at him. It's a baby that just came off the nest. Something weird happened online. Let's see. All right. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to go look at a bloody bird. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh dear. All right, I'm back. Let's see. I need to turn this volume off. Planning to come down the end of July. That'll be great. Hi, bikers and pythons. Okay. Yeah, the customer just came in, and we have a pair of doves that just had babies, and they had one baby, and it just came off the nest yesterday. We checked it this morning; it was fine. Now it's got a bloody head. Somebody picked it, so I had to pull it out, and we'll get it to our bird lady later in the day. Would only dirt with sand cat be fine, or must I mix the other stuff in with the dirt? No, you need not do that, Anton. You can use just dirt. In fact, you can use potting soil. That'll work out just fine. How's my cat doing? Tom is fine. Tom is doing really well. He caught a mouse last night and killed it and ate the head. He's enjoyed his new life. Seems to be having a good time. So didn't want to dissuade him from doing his cat thing. It was a bird emergency. Yes, it was. And I've got a bunch of people back there who are wandering around. Chara, hi there. Nice to see you. Thank you for noticing that. They now are going to go out and tell everybody that Father Fish has bloody birds. She was obviously disconcerted. First time that person's been in here, so that's terrible when that happens. I just hate it. Yeah, well, new comments. Here we go. Bikers and Pythons says classic. Yes, indeed. Tom is a classic. So from my background, from my backyard, Texas fish saying, yeah, that's perfect. It's just fine. Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
You must be the father.
I am indeed. Hi, guys.
So we want to start up a saltwater tank.
Oh, really?
Yes. I have the tank.
You have a
So
tank?
we were told to come to you. You're the man.
Okay. So
I
what
did
size?
everything out.
What size tank is it?
We're guessing about 50, 55.
It's 4 foot long,
Yep.
18 inches high, 12 inches front to back.
1 foot. Yep.
Yeah, that's a 55 gallon. Okay, we can get you started. It's real simple start. What do you have for a filter?
We have nothing. That's right.
You have
We just
nothing.
Have the tank.
Okay, all right. So we need to get you some kind of filter or at least a water pump. Doesn't have to be a filter. It can just be something that moves the water. Do you have a top for it?
Yeah, there's 2 single tops.
Okay. Do you have a light on
No
it?
light.
No light. So you need light.
Yep.
Okay. What I'm going to give you today will be sand, salt, a hydrometer, and a pump.
Okay.
That's all you need today. Tomorrow, you can come back and get fish and rocks and whatever. But you need to set it up and get it running.
So we can pretty much get it going as soon as this weekend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can get fish in it this weekend.
I'm going to listen to you, but the other guys tell me it could take up to a month.
Well, if you do it their way, if
Yeah.
you do it my way, it takes 24 hours.
If I give you this quote, can you beat this quote?
Quote for what?
This is what this guy, we just left that other place.
The other place.
Eco Read
Eco
Man.
Oh, I can beat it all. Without
My
even
guy,
looking.
that's just the startup. That had no lights. No
$400. Let's see.
$430.
Emperor filter. I'm going to give you a filter for about $20. Used, but it'll work. Sand, 20 pounds. The one's 96. My sand will cost you $20. Salt water, he could charge you 75, $20. Rock, whatever you want to spend. Test kit. All you really need is a hydrometer, and that's 15. Stability. What water are you using?
We're on a well,
Oh, okay. That's perfect to start up.
but we have
But-
salt. We don't have to go through our system.
But you're not going to be able to use well water unless you have a softener or you have an RO system. You do. Perfect. You need to you can start the tank up with the well water with the softened water. You have a softener and an RO. Do you?
Yeah, we have Well, I've been in the house a couple times for a couple years, so yeah, we have the tanks outside, and we also have the salt to our system, but we also have the tanks, and then underneath my sink, I got
an RO system.
yeah, I got
Okay.
a filtration
All right, so
system under my
here's
sink.
what you're going to do. You're going to use, to set up the tank, you're going to use the water from
My sink.
from the, no,
Okay.
from the water softener,
Okay. I can do
okay?
that.
And then to cover for evaporation and to do water changes, you're going to use the water from the sink because you need water with no minerals in it. You can get away with using the mineralized water one time to set it up. After that, you can't do it. And the reason is that if you're putting mineralized water in to cover for evaporation, you eventually create the Dead Sea. It just builds the minerals up to the point where the fish can't tolerate it, or at least where new fish can't tolerate it. So you're okay to use the water. You could even use straight well water, although since you got the softener, I don't recommend it.
Well, yeah, that's the yellow water.
It's okay. It's good water. If you have a freshwater tank, that's what you want to use, straight well water. For the saltwater system, you're gonna fill the tank. Once you're gonna get sand in there. Gonna get 2 bags of sand. That's gonna give you 4 to 6 inches of sand. Okay. You're gonna hook up a pump or a filter, whatever we can come up with. You're gonna fill it. You're gonna dump a bag of salt in, the whole bag. You're gonna fill it with water. You're gonna turn on the pump. And you're going to let it run for 24 hours. Just like that. Just to make sure everything is running and that the salt is dissolved. Then you can come back and we'll get fish and stuff. Okay? And it's going to be 40 and 20 and 20 and 20. Or 15 and 20. About $100. All right. Let's see. I'm going to grab my phone. I'm on a live stream.
Oh,
Got about 25, 30 people watching. So that's yours. Let's see if I can get this thing working. My phone is good. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. Well, it's dropped off one.
but right now we don't need the light or anything,
No, nothing there. You can hook it up.
but we need a fluorescent light, right?
Pardon?
We need a fluorescent.
No, everything will be. Hold on 1 second here. All right, guys, we're gonna see if we can get this live. I think I'm live. All right, we're gonna go out here. The problem now is that I'm live, but I can't see myself on here. It's one of those little glitchy things that happens with the phone that I don't begin to understand. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. There's a back right over there. See that stack of bags.
Yep.
Grab one of those. You know what? What is this doing? Am I there? This is weird. Turn it around. Okay, boys and girls, I cannot see anything, but it's filming. So we're just gonna go. Yes, sir.
Howdy. Years ago, I had a razor blade on an extension for scraping the inside of the tanks. Do they still sell those?
No, I use single blade.
Okay.
You know, I've got a few if you need some,
Just you stick your hand in there with the blade. Okay.
or a scrubby.
Yeah, I saw the scrubby.
Yeah.
I saw the scrubby ones. you got.
Scrubbies are good. I like to use the scrubbies.
How about the inserts for the filters, like the charcoal inserts?
Yeah, I use this stuff up here.
Okay.
It's better. It's thicker. It filters better, and you don't need the charcoal. The charcoal is frankly, it's used up in about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
It serves no function.
All right.
But a piece of that, and that'll last. And then you leave it in there until it gets so dirty you can't stand it.
Okay.
Then you change it.
Yeah, I've got a big bag of that white stuff that I should probably use first. Then.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Use
Okay.
that up. Yep.
All right.
You want a couple of single edge razor blades?
Oh, I've got some of those.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thank
Good.
you.
Yeah, that'll work. Let's see. Let's get you 2 bags of sand. Come with me. Oh, I'll tell you what. We'll have you drive around to the back and get it. It'll be easier. There's a side door. So you don't need to do it right now. Let's get squared away. We need a hydrometer and we need to find a pump. Hydrometer is right here. Okay, so the way this works is you take it out of the package, fill it with water, just dip water in it. This needle will rise. It needs to be here. When they're brand new, they tend to get bubbles on them. So you may need to tap it a bit.
Okay.
If it goes up high, just tap it. And you want to keep it anywhere in that range.
Okay.
It'll be just fine. Okay, the only other thing we need right now is something to move water. And what we don't want is air. You know, I really like sponge filters, but the problem is they bubble and the bubbles burst and it creates in a saltwater tank what's called salt incrustation. Wherever a little bubble lands, it leaves a little tiny bit of salt. And over time that builds up into a crust.
Gotcha.
And it's unsightly and messy.
Yeah, I don't want my.
So we need a pump rather than an air-driven. And I ought to have. I need to buy some new pumps. Let's see. I was looking. Oh, maybe I got a filter up here. Ah, there's a little cascade. Gee whiz. That's kind of tiny. Need something bigger than that. What's behind there? Nothing. Nothing. All right, what's this? Here's one, but it's missing. It's missing the pipe.
Yeah.
I don't see it. What's that? That's not good. It's down here. Nothing. I've got some pumps here. I got little ones here. Gee whiz. Yeah. Hate to send you to PetSmart to buy something I can sell you, but
How much is that little cascade one? Just that little one. That's just to start it, really.
Well, that's true. It'll move the water.
I mean, just as long as it moves the
Yeah,
water,
that's-
get it going.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's $15.
Okay. Yeah, and then
That'll get you started.
And then I'll
Okay.
get the right ones that I need.
Right. I'll get them in the next day or two. Okay.
The 50 gallons, so I want the correct one.
Correct.
but I know there's two. I got two lids, so
Yeah. So you're all set with that. So pour both bags of sand in. Open the bag of salt. Put 2/3 of the salt in,
okay.
right on top of the sand. And then then fill it up. I recommend you don't stir up the sand
Try not to.
because the sand's a little dusty and it's going to make it cloudy. So put a bowl down or a plate or something. So when you're putting the water in,
It's hitting that.
it's not going to stir up the sand. Fill it up to within an inch or two of the top. Hook up the filter and turn it on. That's all you need to do for the next day or two
Okay.
till you get back over here. That'll get you started.
Okay.
Okay?
So I'll pull around. I'll grab the sand.
Yeah. So it's 20, 40. 40 for the 2 bags of sand. 20 for the salt is 60. The hydrometer and the filter are 15 each. That's 30.
So that's 90
So
bucks.
$90 plus tax. You got $100? Deal. Thank you, sir. Okay. And I'll meet you around back. We'll get the sand. All right.
Hey, I'll move the truck around back. Just have the kids get in.
We're going to have fun.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get this set up and then come back. And we're going to get you going with some Nemos. See you around back. Well, nobody else is here. Oh, I got to show you these. We have, that's called a silky chicken. There are 2 of them in here. I don't know where the other one is. It might be setting. They finally have started acting like chickens. So we might have some eggs somewhere. I'm going to help this guy get his sand. And then we're going to walk around and look at stuff. All right. The brown bag,
Yeah,
right there, 2 of them. And you've got the salt,
Yes, sir.
you got the hydrometer, and you got the filter.
Yes, sir. And we'll see you in the next few days. Hopefully you can order the
Yeah, I'll have a pump for you.
a real pump
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go to. That's why I'd rather deal with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, call me if you have any questions.
Sounds good.
You have my card?
No, but we know your number.
Okay, all right. We'll see.
My kids have been here. They know who
Great.
you are.
Father Fish on YouTube. Have you been there yet?
No.
Okay, check it out.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye. You'll be able to see yourself. All right. Well, that was fun. Okay. Let's look around at where we are. This is a koi goldfish pool. I don't have lights on it, so it's a little hard to see. But everybody in there is healthy and happy. This is a monster pool. That's a 3-foot red-tailed catfish. And a bunch of haku and some other craziness in there. Go out here. These are Julies in here. Ooh, look, aren't they pretty? Love Julies. These are albino crebenses that are spawning. We'll turn the water up a little bit. That's too much. The albino cribby is so pretty. The females particularly, because they get that red belly and they're just stunning. This has tiger pleco in it somewhere. There's a little cribby. There's a bluefin killie. And there are some compressiceps hiding in. There's actually a bunch of different stuff in here. Let's go down here. This is Julie Regani and Du Boise. And in here, if we can find them, are a trio of Pandawaru and some discus, little tiny discus. Here's the Pandawaru, one of them. The other one just went scooting back there. Oh, there we go. Pandawaru. So far, they're doing okay. This tank has angels and frontosa. The frontosa are coming out. I've got a 200-gallon setup for them that I had turtles in up to this point, and they're going to go in it. It sits high up. It's going to be really spectacular. And they all go in it later today, probably. These are dirty tanks, but they're full of peacocks, African cichlid type peacocks. That's the tank that the frontosa are going to go in. That'll be neat. Well, what do we have here? Salvini, Pollini. Somebody brought in a big pair of Pollini. And these are Honduran red points. They get bigger, they're really pretty. These, I don't know if any of you remember, these are buffalo heads that were worn here last late summer. And I sold the colony in the fall. Guy came in and said, I want to buy those. I had like 6 or 8 big ones. And I said, well, I really don't want to sell them. I'm trying to get babies. He said, you've got babies. And I looked, and sure enough, they were babies. So I sold the colony and kept the babies. These are the babies. They're about 7 or 8 months old, and they're just getting ready. I need to move them. Probably put them down in the tank that their parents were in. I don't know what's in here. So a few Tanganyikas, some baby plecos. What's over here? There were a pair of cribbies. I don't know where they are. I think maybe they're hiding with oddball cichlids and their peacocks and other little stuff. These are baby frontosa or young frontosa. So they may get moved over to where the angels are. All right, I'm going to go back to the office so I can catch up. Let's see, before I do that, let me show you 2 more things here. This is the black water tank, which needs more fish in it. I keep adding fish to it, and it seems somehow never enough. They all survive. I've got about 100, 150 fish, and I need 300 or 400, I think. This is the monster tank. These are peacock bass. And over here, if we can find them, there's a gar. There are a pair of Pollini, and there they are. I don't know if you can see them or not. All right, I'm going to go back because I don't know what's going on with this camera, whether it's actually doing anything, because I can't see anything. We'll go back here, maybe get it fixed. Check their comments. Let's see. All right. I'm back, and that's gone. Well, we need to move my angels. I catch tiny fish. They're in a 55 quarter size. I wouldn't move them. I'd leave them where they are. Once they start pairing off, pull the pairs out. It's not anger, it's sex. It's a difference. Then Hammer became a breeder. His guppies had babies. All right. Now all you got to do is figure out how to raise them and then breed them so they get really pretty if they're not already. I don't know, how far back do I need to go? What makes your fish keep hanging out at the top of the tank? Generally, it's inadequate oxygen. Put an air stone or a sponge filter or even a water pump, something to move the water more. That's usually what the problem is. They're just up there because that's where the first oxygen hits the water. Paramjeet Sang, the love's father. I love Paramjeet Sang. Can I put gravel above the sand and dirt? You betcha. Do it, Tapira. Do it. Sharpie's models and aquatics. Hello, hello. En septembre officiel. Quality is better with phone. Thank you. I'm glad that worked. Hope to make a trip down from Marion County sometime soon. See Millen. Be nice to have you. J. Rowe. Share a dreamer. Two of something. Bikers and pythons. I think I'm caught up. Recommend to get the live rock, put it in the tank before you put fish in. Yeah, what we're going to do, bikers, is they're going to get not only live rock, they're going to get starter culture. So when they come back, they will get a bag of mud that they will be instructed to disperse into the tank and let it sit on top of the existing sand bed. They also will get some rocks, probably plants. They'll get some live water, a bunch of things that will bring life into that tank. And I'm going to give them a pair of fish, a pair of clownfish to start, and instruct them not to put any food in there for the first 4 days. After that, they can feed one flake to each fish. We got caught up. Okay, let's go forward. Twins. I don't know what we're talking about. I wish I could get rid of this stupid notification thing that keeps popping up at the bottom. It's irritating. Is it normal to see great pockets of sand deep in the substrate? I guess. It's all it means is that the soil is coming up into the sand. There's activity in that sand bed. The water's flowing through it. Animals are moving. Microscopic animals are moving around in it. It's not dead and still. It's very active and dynamic. And part of what happens is the soil gets moved up into the bottom inch or so of that sand layer, which is why sometimes you need to put another inch of sand on to keep the soil capped. But it's not abnormal, it's fine. Nothing to worry about. Rose said it's anaerobic bacteria. It may well be. It's certainly something. But unless it gets up to the top, if it gets closer to the top, put some more sand on it. Sage made it to the live stream. All right. Let's see. Good day, Chewy. Sharpie's models. My cherry shrimp must be going for a walk at night. Found a couple in a pleco grow out tub today. Nothing in it has been in a shrimp tank before. Well, impossible they came in on grass. They can come in very, very tiny. I doubt that they walked in there. They might have flipped in if that's possible. They probably came in not as eggs, but as teeny tinies on some plants or even a net, and you might not have seen them. Ooh, entertaining. Joey, entertainment while I work on videos. The things I do are not that easy. It's pretty impressive what you do, Chewy. I got in trouble last week because I was talking. I saw your post that you had a premiere coming up, and I thought it said Chevie, and I said Chevy stepping on my toes, and it wasn't Chevy, it was you. And I not only caught a lot of well-deserved flack for it, but I found myself apologizing profusely. So it's all your fault, Chewy. Sharpies models at aquatics. It's at least 10 feet away. Yep. Obviously came in as a teeny tiny. Elflower 1 star says 1 popcorn here. Right. More shrimp. Silky bantams, they are cute. I've got 2 of them in there. I had 5, sold a bunch of them. That red tail is amazing. I sold him 3 years ago as like 2 inches. He's been through 3 different hands. The latest was a pond. Van Hammer 73, hello. Takes legal people to get involved. Chewy's talking about the issues he's dealing with art. Interesting. Excuse me. Bleh. Sharpies is saying last thing I need is more overrun with shrimp and bristlenose with more bristles on the way. Well, set up some new tanks, Sharpies. That'll solve your problem. There's a local pet shop, I'm sure, that would love to have some of your excess. I know I would if you were near me. Some things begin to breed. We need a space to keep them. A lot of beginners get trapped. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Things like convict cichlids are a good example. The most difficult thing that I tell people is that it's time to start over because they've achieved a climax tank with 1 fish in it or 1 pair in it that won't tolerate anything else. So they either keep that fish and live with it the way it is, or bring it in, I give it a forever home, and they start over again. And it's about 50-50. Oh, they make great fish food. Oh. Sharpies says we're still in lockdown. Can I, Patrick Polson, here we go. Father Fish, can I have green water in my planted fish tank with like 80 grow light tetras? I'm kind of wondering, not much info on the internet, only how to remove that information. Okay, so you got green water. There are a couple of things you can do about that. First of all, I should say that green water is very, very healthy. It's not anything that is dangerous to the fish. It's not anything that's going to cause a problem. What I would do is add plants and keep adding plants until it begins to control the green water. You can also do small water changes, no more than 10 or 15%. You can do water changes every 2 or 3 days, maybe twice a week. Don't be distraught about the green water. Baby fish love it, and your tetras. We have glow lights, 80 glow lights. Wow, they may very well spawn in that. If you load it up with plants, and you've got green water, you have food for baby glow lights. You might try counting your blessings. That would be a good solution to your problem. Let's see. We talked about Van Hammer's guppies, and we talked about tiny fishes, angels. And Chewy's talking about male pelviacromus, bred in Hortwater, rain season in African trout, due to botanicals pH drops. Yeah, interesting. pH affects the sex of the fish when they're in the egg. Neon tetras. Suraj Patel saying something about neons. I didn't get the reference. Talk about detritus worms. Any detritus animal is there because the environment it's in is conducive to its health and its proliferation, its breeding. The worms, they're fish like cory catfish and a lot of the other small diggers, the loaches that look for worms. Elephant nose look for worms. There are a number of different fish that's really good food for. If you want to do something really exciting, see if you can get an elephant nose. He will be thrilled and delighted with worms in the substrate. He'll probably eat them out, so you'll wind up having to buy them. Black neons don't eat them. Black neons are not really a bottom feeder. They feed in the water column. And we are at the bottom. That was curious. When you have a chance, could you send me a picture of the fancy goldfish? Yeah, I need to take them out and shoot them. I was trying to do that the other day. I will do that. I'll take them out tomorrow and do shots and see if I can get them posted. I may even just do a video. That would be the simplest. And we can do them individually. I've got about 25 so that you can pick out what you want. I'll try to do it helpfully. Are they harmful to shrimp? Just change the landscape. Help a great deal to add fish. Dwayne Sousa's helping somebody about. Hard water with botanicals. Chewy. Just Sharpie, screw him with the science again. Could be. Yeah, Chevie fish, save that green water. You betcha. Green water is really critical. You know, there's a very good chance that you've got baby tetras in that tank. You may not be able to see them if the water is sufficiently green, but it will provide great nutrition for them. Looks like I've made it to the bottom, and we've got about 15 to 20 minutes left. So what would you like? I can do another walkabout. You want to do another walkabout? I think I need to get the camera back up. My camera is heating up and turning off. It's hot now. I don't know why it does that. When I've got it on, I'm not going to be able to use it. It's got itself turned off because it's overheated. Let me put it at the AC and see if it'll cool it in a minute or two. Maybe that'll work. Drop the temperature on it real quick. if I have it turned on like last week or the week before both, I tried to use it when we were out in the field and it overheated and cut off. And it's hot. I mean, it's hot to the touch. It's probably, I don't know, 130, 140 degrees. Not hot enough to burn, but obviously hot enough for it to think it's going to get hurt. But I don't know why it does that. Do I need to get a new battery, a new phone? What's causing that? Zachary Redgrave, thinking about setting up a 29. Can I put 2 inches of sand on the bottom, 2 inches of gravel on top? Would that be beneficial? You'd be better off reversing it. Put the gravel on the bottom and the sand on the top. That would be more beneficial. What I would do while I was at it is when you put that gravel in, don't have water in the tank. Dump a little bit of dirt in there with it, or some mulch or something organic, and then cap it with sand, and you'll be good to go. Are detritus worms harmful to shrimp? I would not say so. In fact, the shrimp probably will eat them. Shrimp are like little crabs. They'll eat whatever they can grab. Sharpie's talking about green water in a tub outside for feeding fry and breeding mosquito larvae. Yeah, don't put down the mosquito larvae. It's an absolutely fabulous food. You just need to harvest every day. But if you do, you're going to have really wonderful supply of food all summer long. They want to look into it, worms. Rose talking about worms competing with the shrimp. They may, but the shrimp are able to eat stuff that the worms are not interested in. And the worms are feeding in the substrate. Shrimp are really feeding on it, on plants, on hardscape, on whatever else is in that tank. Suarez feeds his shrimp, so he's not worried about that. Rescape my tanks to get rid of the worms. Are these little tiny white worms that have kind of taken over the tank? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's something else. I mean, it's okay, but there's not much that eats it. You don't need to tear your tank down. Add an inch of sand. Put an inch of sand in there, and I guarantee they'll disappear. Dario ate the worms, somebody just said. Pipers and pythons. Yeah, R's talking about her tub as well. Is green water good for rainbow fish fry and serpate? It certainly is for serpate. Rainbow fish, it's a bigger fry. They will take some of it early on, maybe for the first week. After that, they're going to want something a little bigger. If you've got green water, you can do Daphne culture, if you can get Daphne. If you have a tub, if the sun is shining. Daphne eat up, don't put them in your green water. Put the green water in with them, because they'll total it. You'll have no green water left. Father Fisher. Let's all hit the like button, Jay says. Go for it. 49 people in the room. That's neat. All right. You're welcome, Siraj. What are we doing time-wise? 3:50. Let me see if this phone is cool enough. I set it on the air conditioner. See if it'll go on. I may have to get a new phone. It is not coming on. La. I think my phone is cooked. There it comes. Coming. If I can get on real quick, we'll do another walkthrough. What else is cooking here? Small pond for summer. Oh man, just do it. Just do it. And whatever you do, you're going to fall in love with. A pond in the summer outdoors is pure joy. There's so much going on, so much you can do. Just do it. Dig it as deep as you can. If you get it 3 feet deep, do it 3 feet deep. If you do that, make sure you've got some shallow. So it's coming up from the bottom and shallowing out, and then gradually coming up out of the water. That'll allow you to have tiny little fish as well as bigger fish. Why would it be more beneficial to have sand over gravel? Because you want to control the water flow. Sand does not control water flow. The water will flow through the gravel. Gravel does not control water flow. The water will flow through gravel at the speed that the pump is moving it. If you have sand, it controls that water flow. The importance of that is that by controlling water flow, you're controlling the depth to which oxygen will go in the substrate. It normally goes, if you have sand, it'll go down about 2 inches. After that, it'll be anaerobic. So if you put 2 inches of sand on top of the gravel, your gravel will be anaerobic, which means that any detritus that goes down in there is going to break down and provide nutrients for your plants. So that's the reason. How does deep soil produce CO2? It doesn't. Deep soil does not produce CO2. Plants produce CO2. Oh, I'm sorry, carbon dioxide. I'm thinking. Well, it burns up oxygen. It burns up oxygen. The oxygen combines with carbon and creates CO2. I think you need to ask Google that to get a better answer. Let's see. That's possible. Dwight thinks maybe the otter is holding the heat in. That's certainly possible. Let me try it without it. Now I'm going to drop it in the tank. Oh well, or on the floor and break it. If you have lots of plants in the tank, you need a bubbler. Let me talk a little bit about this. You really never need a bubbler. All the bubbler does is move water. A pump moves water. There is no difference between a small water pump and an air bubbler. They both move water. It is when the water comes in contact with the surface that CO2 and oxygen are exchanged. That doesn't happen in the water column. It only happens at the surface. Some have argued that the air that the bubbles are releasing, or that the pump is releasing as bubbles in the water, also provides surface space. That may well be true. It doesn't stay in the water long enough I think, to do much. But it does move water, and it's the water movement that's really critical to being able to get the CO2 out and the oxygen dissolved. So you need moving water. In a heavily planted tank with a very few fish, there will be natural current. The O2 alone will cause current. It'll be very slow. If you put a drop of food color in, you can see in a very still tank that there is current. Oh, somebody's saying something about something. Benny is at 198. Go, Benny. Hang in there. Hang in there. It happens. I have a new 4-foot tank, wondering what fish to put in it, says Chimo Blue. I would not worry so much about fish as it would about setting it up to be able to keep the fish alive. Watch a video, if you haven't, on creating a deep sand bed or deep substrate. That's fundamental and critical. If you do that, then it almost doesn't matter what fish you put in, they're going to be fine. If you don't do that, you're probably going to be replacing them. Is that harsh enough? Benny is talking to Roe. Biker is talking about how old he is. All September is talking about the answer. There was a comment I wanted to catch up with, and I lost it. Osmosis. Osmosis. Osmosis is a little different. Let me explain osmosis. I noticed a puddle of water on the floor this afternoon, and nothing was turned on, nothing was leaking. And then I saw hanging over a tub was a long filter sock, about a 3-foot filter sock, one end of which was hanging in the water, the other end of which was dripping. That's osmosis. And he's aquatics talking to Roe, I guess. Oh, Benny is saying thanks, I'm at 198. And then he says, I probably won't for long. Your content is amazing. Well, thank you, Benny. I assume that was directed at me. I will take it as a compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. We're not going to get this walking. I'll tell you what, let me shut down doing this. If I can get it up and running. Let's see if I can do it. You know what? I can't turn this sucker on. I guess we're not going to do it. I guess. We're back to this. Well, we did a little bit, and I guess it was all right. We're not going to have time to do any more, I don't think. Oh, Benny, Aquaballs. I just gave you a pineapple love. The videos. Looking forward to seeing more of you in the future. To Benny. I think I've run through everything. I had Trick Farm. Aquaballs. Better rec system. Yeah, I've got a better rec system. Do you have rice fish, Chevie is saying? Yes, I do. And I've got access. I've got a couple of dozen and access to lots more. Do you want some rice fish, Chevy fish? I can do that. I really need to get a few more things up on GetGills. But if you'll send me, anybody who wants any particular fish that you've seen, send me a note. You can attach it to this with your address and phone number, and I'll get together with you and we'll do it. Or ask me to post it on GetGills. I can do that. Sand plant could take for about. One of our vids is a 1.5 gallon tank with just sand and a plant. A good tank for a bed. Yes, absolutely. I do that all the time. And it works just fine. And Hammer 73 is asking about. And we did bed Andy's 538 sand over gravel. Saraz Patil, love you from India. I think we're there. Doobie-doo. Zachary, I'm going to post a video tomorrow with all my fancy goldfish. Okay, I think we're there, guys. It is 4:01, and Paul Kafar is coming on. I think. So we need to make room for Paul. God bless you all. Thank you so much for plugging in and being part of my stream today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. And we're going to start a countdown. Oh, Chevie, Chewy says, I really like your story about the pupfish, where the marine biologist did not realize what they looked like. Now, I found that fascinating. This is a guy I've known for years. A very, very sophisticated marine biologist. And it just really kind of caught me off guard when he said that. He was stunned. He looked at him and was stunned. Okay. Albino ocelots. Albino ocelots. What's an albino? Albino. Oh, I do. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, well, that's true. They're not scuba diving for tiny fish in 2 inches of water or 6 inches of water. More to the point. True enough. Benny hit 200. Yay-ho, Benny. Good man. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Counting down. 10, 9, 8. Everybody say goodbye. 7, 6. Albino axolotls. I don't have any right now, but I will. I'm going to have them soon. 5, 4, 7. Who said 7? Who said that? Somebody said 7. Aquawal says 5. Benny says don't leave. Betty's been benefiting from this stream. Tiny Fish says 21. Love you all. Thank you so much for plugging in. See you Sunday. 3 o'clock. Sunday. Bye for now. God bless you all. 96, Benny says. Love you, Paul. Bye.